make sure I got connects you bless this in the mighty name of Jesus. What's up? I'm just checking my sound. You guys come on in. Okay. I think I got sound. Okay. I think I got sound. Okay. I think I got sound. Okay. She got sound. What's up, guys? Come on in. I am getting us ready. Get a little background noise going. Let's get some of that going. Hope y'all had a great day. I hope y'all day is going good. You guys, come on in. Come on in. If you're new to the platform, thank you for joining. If you're not, thank you for coming back. Okay? I'm Coach Nye. And what is Coach Nye all about? She's all about self-love. She's all about helping others find their purpose. Also, I am in support of the mass following. So as people come in, you guys want to do the mass following thing in here, I'm cool with that. Because it's all about lifting each other up. Okay? So let me get something. Let's get something for energy. I don't know what this is. It's Apple Music. Put something in the background. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing people are coming in. Y'all, thank y'all for joining. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Like, share, follow. Let others come in. So as always, today we talk about our purpose. We talk about our purpose. We talk about living in the moment. We talk about staying present, and staying present meaning that we are not allowing our minds to get away from us. We're not allowing anxiety and depression in, especially in the times that we're living in right now with everything that's going on. It is so easy to get caught up in what the world is doing right now instead of focusing on what we're supposed to be focusing on, and that is love. We are supposed to be focusing on nothing but love. God is love, right? So in these times, you hear a lot of people saying it's the end of times, it's the end of times. Well, no, it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of a time of, the religion, this is what you should do. I'm going to tell you how you should live your life. It's time to break away from that. We're living in a time of the awakening. And a lot of people are afraid of the awakening, especially if you grew up with this heavy religion, right? Of, all that stuff, those words trigger something in the folks that grew up in the church and grew up, thinking one way. And it triggers them to think like witchcraft and things. That's not what awakening is. The mass awakening that everyone's talking about, that you may hear, and you see a lot of things being said about love, self-love, this, that, and the third. That's the timeline we in. That is what we're breaking free from, what we used to know and what was taught to us to live in the moment right now. And that is the time of understanding and finding God for yourself. Going within, learning how to love yourself, learning to be the best version of yourself, learning to set yourself apart from the others. Because there's a lot of you guys that felt a little different growing up. A lot of y'all felt so different, like you didn't belong, like maybe you were adopted. Maybe, you the black sheep, you feel a type of way. You felt that way, and that's okay. It's a reason for that. The reason for that is the reason why you didn't go with the flow. The reason why you asked all the questions. The reason why you was in the church. You was the one on Sunday getting pinched all the time. The reason for that is because you knew better. It's just that when people put a cap on you, and that's what the times that we're living in. A cap was put on us that we can only think so far. A cap was put on us, we can only go so far. We can only stay within a limit of who or what we can do or what we can say. They monitored everything, as a parent, don't you talk bad. You couldn't even say, even if an adult lied on you, you couldn't even say, oh, you're a liar. They're lying on me. You couldn't rebuttal. You couldn't do anything. You were always told to be quiet. You were always told that you were the problem. And me, I was the whole problem. I was the entire problem. I was the big problem. I was the big dub. And that was because I don't get along. I don't understand nothing that's going on. I'm not understanding what you're talking about. I'm not understanding where you're coming from. I'm not understanding because you're telling me all these things, but you're giving me no explanation. See, that was me. And so I was always in trouble. I was always told that, you don't mind, you're bad, you're this, you're that. And I was none of those things. I was just who I was and trying to break out of the matrix that they put me in. And that's the thing, finally now the veil has lifted. And it's not just me alone saying that, hey, something ain't right. It's not just me alone sitting around, because I used to look at going to church with the religion the one religion, you can't wear makeup, you gotta wear skirts, you gotta wear don't tell me what to do, because they also tell you guys, say come as you are, but yet you telling me I can't wear this and I can't wear this and I can't do this because that's going to make me sinful and I'm not allowed in the church. Now in the Bible it talks about, how we should dress and how we should make sure that we're not, and it's only so other men wouldn't be enticed by us. That's what it is for. Your body is your temple. You're supposed to, stay modest. You're supposed to stay a representation of what a woman should look like, a godly woman should look like. But religious took it a step further, and religious was like, yes, on top of that, we're going to add our own laws. Well, in this law, you're also going to not talk a certain way. You're also going to not listen to the music. So let me explain to what the music is about. So everything is a frequency. So before I jump to what it really means, let me jump to what they said it meant. So what they said was that, listening to that music, that earthly music, it'll cause you to go do wrong. It'll cause you to do these different things. And yeah, they're right, because some of the music get us crunk, but it's not the music, right? It's the frequency of the music. See, it's the frequency of the music. Think about it. Who really listens to the music? Who really sits down and listens to the music? Tell me. Nobody. We listen to the beat. It makes us feel good. We listen to the melodies of it because it makes us feel good. Whatever make us move. See, in the moment, I may be upset. And then you go put on something that's going to charge me up, feed my energy to go do something. Tear the club up. And that's what I'm feeding off of right now. But if you put on something that's in a calming state, because that's where I am, in a calming state right now, and I listen to that, I'm just going to mellow out and stay in a calming state, a calm state, right? So same thing with gospel music. Well, you have gospel music, it just make you feel good. You got some that'll have you in there millie rocking, and it have you up in there doing it, crunking and everything else. All for gospel music that's supposed to be for the Lord. So it's not the song. It's the frequency of what's being played that make you dance on the fine line of, what they call wrong, right? So if you got a gospel song and it got you to the point that you like, yeah, that's it right there. And then next thing you know, you twerking and everything, then that you need to change the frequency. You see what I'm saying? So stop allowing people to tell you that it's this, the music, that, and the third. You are in control of your own mind. You're in control of your own mind. If that music is causing you to act a fool and not go within and follow the God that's within, following God. Now, let's talk about the God within. I'm not talking about you. Because a lot of people, because in the end of times, people will become lovers of themselves. And they will start looking at themselves as gods. So this is what I'm here to tell you. A lot of people get it confused. So in order to go within, that's the self-love. You go within and you love on yourself, right? You love on yourself because in order to love God, you have to learn to love yourself. However, some people go within and they start loving themselves in selfish ways. Meaning that it becomes all about them. Their whole goal is to heal so they can come back stronger and they can come back better, and then they can come for the people that came for them. And they can show them, look at me, I'm doing good, look at me and look at you. And then those be the ones that become what? Yes, those be the ones that become lovers of themselves. They become their own God. They tap in and then they get spiritual. They learn a couple of things and then they start using it for their own good. Those are the ones that become lovers of themselves. That's what they're talking about. But if you go within and you heal yourself, right? Thank you for the likes. And you go within and you heal yourself and you learn to love yourself, then you're going to love God. And you're not going to mix the two And you're not going to become a lover of yourself, and you're not going to become a God, right? Because you understand who God is. So you're going to know where you fit at in this chain of command, right? So that's the important part about healing yourself. And that's why it's so important when you get the different frequencies. If it's going to cause you to waver, so it's kind of like, as I say, the desires of my heart, the things that I want, I have to stay in alignment with God. Same thing, let's look at that music that we listen to or whatever, right? If it's going to cause me to get out of alignment, then I don't need to be a part of it. That's what it is. You can't be around something that's going to cause you to stumble, right? So you have to remember, what are your boundaries? What it is that you're trying to do, because in the mix of you trying to do that, the enemy is also trying to get you crumb. So those gospel songs that they sing up in the church and they got that frequency, and all of a sudden you find yourself bopping, you find yourself getting it, you find yourself about to do a quick twerk to somebody, give you eye contact like, don't you do it. You need to back up. That's what is trying to get you to, get off track, get off your path. Your path is so important because that's your purpose. And we talk about that every day we come on here. We're going to talk about your purpose every day. And that is why the enemy do the things that he do. He embed things in the music. So now if you engulfed with the melody and you engulfed with the frequency of the music and you engulfed in it, then you'll start listening to the song. Kind of the same thing as when you're deciding to let go of religion and get into your spirituality, right? And you start to become spiritual and you start trying to find God for yourself. What happens in that moment is, if you don't stay true to yourself, and what I mean by true to yourself, when you go within to heal, you will pick up a skill, and it is the gift of discernment. You're going to have to know who you are. You're going to have to know God's voice. Because once you decide to walk down this spiritual journey, right? Get away from the religion and get down to the facts of who is God and what is he to me and how important I am to him. And you get to know him for yourself. Guess who on the side of you? The enemy, because he's doing his job. He's going to always do his job. He's going to always show up. He's going to always be on time. He's going to show up when nobody else shows up. Listen, if you need a dependable person, listen, the enemy is dependable. He's going to be there at all times. If you want to be in some chaos and some mess, that thing right there is dependable. Because the enemy is going to wake up and do his job. Matter of fact, he ain't even going to sleep. He got stuff to do. It's exciting. He's well prepared. He's well prepared. So why would he sleep when his best project, you, because you decide to awaken, has now decided, I'm going to do the right thing. The problem is the enemy cannot touch you. Once you decide to awaken and fall up under the cloak, get up under God, he can't touch you. What he can do, when you were a child, and your brother and sister get on your nerves and they bothering you all day, but now you over there with mama, so they can't bother you, but they on the sideline sticking out their tongue, the middle finger, doing whatever, just to irritate you, just to get a rise. Well, that's him. He's going to always be there some kind of way, because he needs you to get from up under your father so he can touch you. And what I mean by touch you is, once he put his hand on your shoulder, you already gave him access. And once he comes in, then all his homeboys is coming in. Everybody's coming in. Everybody's going to come in. Everybody is going to, and he's going to leave. He's going to start the whole party within you, and then he's going to leave. You came to me, attached yourself to me, brought all your homeboys and all these different spirits and everything to me and attached it to me, and then you go lead a party because you got a whole nother party to go to. That party is another host. And now you're going to go to that host and cause the same drama. Now I'm stuck with the damages of this house party that's within me. I'm stuck cleaning this up now because of the fact I allowed you to come in here. Now I have to figure out, how do I get to the root of it? How do I get this cleaned up? Because now, okay, I pray these ones out. I pray these ones out. Okay, I got these spirits going. I got these spirits going. But I'm damaged now. Now I got to call the warranty company. I got to see if the warranty company can repair all the damage that's gone on up in this house that they did when they had a house party. Do you understand what I'm saying? It becomes more damaged than good just by even falling for anything or even looking his way. So it's best to stay on your journey and stay away from that. As we talk about too, that song, Everything Attached to Me When. We're not doing that no more. Oh, it was a pretty song until I became healed, until I got on my self-love journey. And I realized, wait a minute, everything attached to me did win. I did do my job on that. I made sure that, I was successful. I made sure that I stayed blessed. I made sure all these things. And I made sure that whoever was attached to me got some of that. I made sure of that. But guess what? When everybody decided to leave, right when the party was over with, right when I hit that second level of, the self-love journey, or that second level, or my low point, or whatever it is, guess what happened? They all left me and they felt good. I gave them all my energy. They went on somewhere else. They're doing good. They're successful. They're doing all the things that I wanted to do. Everything that I told them that I was going to do, they're doing now. Because now they done swapped destinies with me. They done told me that, hey, they done drug me down, took my self-esteem, everything took away from me. Now I'm sitting real low while they up real high. Whole time, it's me that's the abundance. It's me that's the blessing. But yet, because everything attached to me win, right? Yes, they did. But what about me? See, it's when they talk about, thank you so much, beauty. Listen, when they talk about you can't ask God why. You can't go this and you can't do this. You're pitiful. You pick yourself up. Everybody's so quick to tell you, well, you're going to have to get over that. Well, pick yourself up. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. And the whole time you in a pit. Nobody's grabbing your hand, praying over you. Nobody's walking you to God yourself. See me? Once I healed and once I learned to love myself, I realized I don't like that song. Everything attached to me win. They did win. And nobody came back to make sure I was good. Because my cup overfloweth, right? And I gave them the overflow and I gave them my cup. Matter of fact, they took my cup because I allowed it. Now I have not even a cup for God to pour into. I had nothing. But oh boy, that last time when I was on the floor, because I was on the floor, I was crying. I was snotting. I didn't want to do this no more. I was done. I was all of those things. But baby, in the midst of that, because in the midnight hour, something happens. Always something happens in the midnight hour is, what do you want to happen? Do you want to go to bed feeling the same way? Then in the midnight hour, you're going to be depressed. When you want to make a change in the midnight hour, you cry out and you say, listen, God, I am done. I am done. I'm tired of doing it my way. No. I don't want to do this no more. But I had to learn. So in the midnight hour, he came through. God always show up. He showed me and he made me face me. And facing me, what that meant was, in that awakening that happened, and I'm going to tell you something else about the awakening. I got to write it down to make sure I don't forget it. So in the mix of that calling of my awakening, that level 1, he said, all right, come here, little girl. This is you. Replayed everything about me. Everything about me. Everything. I got to see everything about me. How when people mistreated me, but it wasn't pretty. Hey, Naisha. Hey, Nah. Listen, it wasn't pretty, though. It wasn't a thing he showed me when he showed me that people were mistreating me. It wasn't like, oh, pitiful her, look at her. No. It was, he showed me of, you are the reason this happened. He showed me that in the times that I was crying and I was sad, that yes, they were laughing at me. They were talking about me. He showed me everything about me. And then he showed me also where I went wrong. See, it had nothing to do with them, because the enemy is going to always do their job. He had to show me. Why are you in this predicament? Why are you doing the woe it's me, woe it's me? Why every person I get with they cheat? Or why this person, why they want to be, they supposed to be my friend and they treat me like this? Why everybody take it from me? Why everybody using me? Why everybody this? He showed me that part of me, and that's when he said, see, that was the woe it's me. You the problem. People came and took from you because you told them, hey, I'm having a pity party. I'm very weak. I want you to take from me because I like to sit in this moment. I like to sit in the moment because I like the woe it's me. Now I sat back and I'm like, I don't like the woe it's me. Well, then why do you keep letting it happen? Well, because I don't know how to say no. Well, why don't you know how to say no? Because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But they hurt your feelings. Well, now, blame game. He showed me that. Now, well, this used to happen. They used to always pick on me, so I just wanted to get along to get along. But who told you to do that? Me. So when they would pick on you or when they would say things to you, what would you do? Go away? Who told you to go away? Me. Do you understand, my baby girl? Is what God is letting me, showing me, is that you are the problem. You the whole problem, baby. You the whole problem. But I can't put it all on you. I'm going to help heal you, because that came from somewhere. And it came from somewhere. Where did it come from? This is learned behavior. Where did it come from? Let's go down memory lane. How far can you remember? When I was 4? Well, let's stop there. So you remember that time when you went to your room and you cried? And you hid and cried? Yeah, I do remember that. Why? Because I didn't want them to be mad at me. Well, what did you do? I didn't do nothing. They said something that hurt my feelings. So you punished yourself. See, I'm a child. So everything that's happening in your life started from somewhere. And you cannot get to the bottom of it until you understand where did the roots start growing. It's the childhood trauma. So in the self-healing and the self-love, I had to go visit that. Hey, you guys, come on in, like, share, follow. Picasso, what's up? Nisha, what's up? You guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? But I had to go all the way back. Had to go all the way back and go back to the little 4 or 5-year-old me. And I had to sit with her. And I had to tell her it was not your fault. You should have never felt like this as a child. You should have been a child. Your only worry should have been playing. See, I had gray hair when I remember 5 years old going to kindergarten. I had gray hair in my ponytails. And for me, a child, only people that have gray hair is old people. And so I told my daddy, I said, well, Daddy, I got gray hair. And I was so hurt behind that. And my daddy said, that means wisdom, baby. That means wisdom. So my dad always loved on me so much harder than my brothers. He just always, when my brothers get to go to my aunties and things like that, and he would always just keep me to the side. See, he seen things of what people were doing to me that I looked at was normal. Right? I thought it was normal. I'm like, well, they just don't like me. And that's normal. What's up, Rich? That's normal. So then I sit back and I think about it and track it back. I was stressed the hell out as a child. And you talking about it's wisdom. It wasn't my birthmark. As a child, so I had to go sit with that child. And I had to go heal her. And I had to let her know, like, hey, those things shouldn't have happened to you. You were a child. You should have been playing. So during this self-love and this healing journey that I went on, I had to speak to her and I had to release her. And when I released her, I told her, I got it from here. You don't worry about it. You don't have to protect yourself anymore because I'm here. I'm a big girl now. I need you to go play. And when you release that childhood drama and hurt, you find that the whole time, your whole life, you've been in fear and you've been in security of yourself, the childhood you. That's why you always went out to other people trying to be their protector. That's why you were so loyal to other people, because of the fact no one was loyal to you. So releasing that made me realize that, wait a minute, I've been overprotective of people that didn't give a damn about me. Didn't care if I lived, didn't care if I was breathing, nothing. They didn't care. They cared about, what can I get from you? And if she is about to go out, if she is about to go out of this world, then let me see what I can collect from her. See, I never had the right people around me. I had the people that was like, okay, how can I benefit from this? How can I make this work for me? And guess what? God showed me that you allowed that to happen. So that's the first level of your spiritual awakening, is level 1, seeing you, reflecting you off of you. And it's not going to be pretty, because you have to go back and sit in those moments. Those moments when you said, I'm not even bothered. I ain't bothered. That don't bother me. That don't do this, that, and the third. Yes, you blocked it off, but God is going to make you face it. And he's going to let you see, because you need to feel those feelings. When that person says something, now you're hurting. You're attaching the right feeling and the right word to that emotion. What they said hurt you. You're going to sit in that. See, that's part of the spiritual awakening. The level 1 is you versus you. You versus you. You cannot get to any other level until you understand that 9 times out of 10, and even 10 times out of 10, you was the whole problem. Not in the negative way of what people taught us to think. Like, oh, if you're the whole problem, that means you did something bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you were the problem. No one can get to you unless you allow it. Now, you have circumstances. Don't come in here talking about, well, I was, this happened to me. Okay, yes. What I'm saying is, now, as an adult, when you decide to go through the spiritual awakening, you cannot allow. And if people got close to you and did these things to you, it started and stemmed from somewhere. So now, what do? We heal from it. How do we heal from it? You identify it. You get to the root of it. You say, enough is enough. I'm not doing that no more. No, this is not happening to me anymore. I'm not allowing that anymore. Now, this is when it gets tricky. A lot of people don't get to level 2. We talk about that. A lot of people don't get to level 2. And the reason they don't get to level 2 is because when they identify things and they have to sit in those feelings and those emotions of how people did them, when they get to see their whole life of how people mistreated them in situations when they loved so much harder and that person ran them over, stole from them, did whatever, they got to sit in that. Some people don't do well in that. They come out. And those are the ones that I say come out with the selfish intent. Become gods of themselves. Become lovers of themselves, because they like, oh, no. Now they're mad. Now they're mad. Thank y'all for the likes, shares, and comments, you guys. Okay, make sure I miss no comments. But you guys, make sure you like, share, and follow. Invite others. Because they get in that moment and they like, okay. No, that dude did this. That girl did this. They did this to me. See, then you blocked it out so you didn't have no feelings. But now you got the feelings to it. You're open now. And it hurt. So people can't get to level 2, because at that level, they're like, no, I'm going to go cuss out everybody that did me wrong. I'm going to go beat up everybody that did me wrong. I'm coming for you and your family, everybody that did me wrong. And then they get off course. That's why it says, you'll be called, but who's going to answer the call? It's a lot of us that's supposed to be awakened, but a lot of us won't answer the call because it get too tough. That first level, if the first level is this intense, what's the rest of the levels like? Well, baby, hold on. We going for a ride, because it's definitely a ride. It's a ride. Listen, I quit the ride so many times. I've laid out. God, I hit him with the Nikki. I can't. What? I can't. And then I have to listen in the mix of me getting toe up and, life and his life in me. And I'm getting toe down like I'm catching right hooks, left hooks. I'm coming through and I'm like, God, I can't. You know what? I am done. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. Listen, if anybody went through the spiritual awakening, tell me I'm wrong. I am done snotting. I'm done. God, is not fair. It ain't fair that they get to do this, that, and the third. God, this hurt. I don't like it. I don't like it. And in the middle of all that snotting and crying, I sit there. God, forgive me. Let's go. I got this. Because all I needed was a timeout. I had to tap out for a second. I'm like, hold on, God. Hold on. I'm tapping out. Hold on. Get my life together. Spirits looking at you like, that's all you got? Come on, fight some more. I'm trying. I keep trying. It's not working. Stop telling me to do the same thing. God, get your people. Because I can't do it. It happens. But you got to get back in the fight. And the reason why you got to get back in the fight, because it ain't about you. You are here for someone else. That is it. That is all your goal is. That is all your mission is. How about you live all this life and you have a good life here on earth of what you think a good life is. You doggone get the big houses, all the money, nice cars, all these things, all that, you still got a hole in your heart, but you ain't telling nobody because you feel lonely. You feel like you got more to do because you're focused on self, right? You focus on what can I do next? So therefore it drives you mad. It drives you mad. Listen, so I'm glad you brought up the dark night of the soul because it goes hand in hand, right? That spiritual awakening, right? The thing of when you start realizing, wait a minute, this don't look right. That's that you versus you. That's that dark night of the soul. That is when he snatch you through, disconnect you from everything that you thought you knew. Every friend, it ain't even like one of those friends that's like, hey, we cool, we just gonna break up. No, y'all break up in the worst way. Because in the beginning, before the dark night of the soul, what happened is you were all right with people breaking up. You built this wall up that I don't hurt. My heart is a brick. I don't hurt. But now your heart is not a brick. You about to see spirits and folks that just sitting there talking. You gonna see things. Listen, I seen things that just had me like, wait a minute, what? Why is your whole forehead crawling? Yes, your whole forehead, the skin on your forehead crawling. Listen, you just minding your business, and listen, this is what happened to me. I wake up and it's just what it is. Something whispering in my ear. It got to the point that I don't even get frustrated, get scared and be like, whoa. No, I just get up like, what? What is it that I need to know? What is it that I need to know? In this moment right now, what is it? Because one, you just woke me up out of my sleep. It's no words being said. It's just a whisper. Okay. And then guess what? Look at the clock. 111, 12, 333, 444. Now you going in circles trying to find out, what does this even mean? What are you trying to tell me, God? But what do they tell you? Folks in religion, it's witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. It's not. It's not. People that practice witchcraft look at Christianity as witchcraft. And let me tell you why. Because they look at, well, y'all doing a blood ritual. You're drinking his blood and eating his cracker. These are things. Y'all got an altar. So you got to look at it from both sides. Everybody think that their God is their God. And my whole thing, there's one God. But in every religion, there's the same enemy, but there are different gods in every doggone religion. You got the God of the sun, God of God, God of God. I know my God. He said that I am. Moses tell them that I am that I am. Everybody like, well, I don't even know what that means. I am, and they running around. I am. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is the ones that say this is the God of the sun. I am the God of the sun. I own the sun. I created the sun. So I am that I am. I am what you say you are. I am because I created that. That's where he's going with that. I am. So you the God of fire. Guess what my God is? I am. I am the one who created fire. I am the one that created that. So I am. So everybody that's claiming to be some, I am all of these things. How can you be a God of something if I created? I am. However, I'm not going to go to someone and say, hey, your God is not right. Your God, no, you got to be with my God because the Bible said. That's not what God wants us to do. So let's talk about why. Where you going with this? Because that's what they taught us and when we go to church, because you to church, you don't even understand you're supposed to be in a house of worship. Haven't you noticed they haven't called it a house of worship in so many years, since maybe his father's house? They haven't called it that place in so long, and the reason being is because everything is corrupt within that place. So how can I call it the father's house, the place of worship, if I'm doing everything but worshiping him? I become a lover of myself, being a pastor, and I'm talking about me. Or when I'm singing these songs of worship, but I'm making it about me. So no, it's not my father's house. It's not the worship place. It's none of those things. Yes, call it the church, because this is what you guys call yourselves, and this is what you made up of. So that's what it is for y'all. That's how you have to look at things. Stop looking at things for what it is, but let's get back on track. So because I get to going. So it's so many different things, but let's talk about this. So our Father because I want to make sure I'm very clear when I say this. When you are going around telling people what they're wrong about, it says in the Bible to be gentle, correct gently. When you are going around people and you telling them the Bible said, my God, and this, that, and the third, and then you tell this person they God ain't real, and they believe your God is not real. I don't understand how I got so many gods, but whatever. It's not my job to tell you your God is not, because I believe in what I believe in. You believe in what you believe in. This is how you're supposed to do it. So let's look at Saul before he became Paul. We keep talking about this every night, right? For some reason. So Saul was going around, was like, oh, no, Christianity, nope, take them out, because they didn't believe in the things that he believed in. God said, why do you persecute me? Right? Well, he didn't believe in it. Why do you come for me so much? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the like, shares, and follows. Because they didn't believe in it. Thank you for the gifts. But God had to teach him. He blinded him, sent him on, taught him some things, educated him on some things. He had to become a believer by seeing. How did he see? He was blind. Walk by faith, not by sight. And that is the key to it all. So while he was blind, he was getting ministered to, and he was getting taught some things. And then he became Paul. And what did he do? He didn't go back to his old ways like, oh, snap, I realized I was doing it wrong. These are people I'm supposed to be with. These my brothers. These my sisters. These are, the ones I'm supposed to be rocking with and protecting. He didn't get back like, okay, now I'm a Christian. Now let me go persecute everyone else. He didn't do that. He didn't do that because that's not the way to do it. He understood it was people that he used to work with. People that he used to work with that were doing the same thing he was doing. It doesn't say that he went back and told them, you wrong, you dirty dog. You're going to hell. You got the wrong God. What he did is start living by example. What he did was start focusing on himself and doing his own job. He started walking in his purpose. He started doing what it was that he was supposed to be doing. He just stayed focused and he walked in his purpose. He wasn't out here trying to be nobody else. He wasn't out here trying to right his wrongs or anything like that. He knew that he was wrong. God accepted him. God forgave him, and he got back on track, and he went and he started doing the right things. He started writing to the people, going to visit the people, explaining them, walking by example. He chose to be celibate. He chose to be single. He chose to be single so he can focus on himself. He even talked about, hey, if you go enjoy your singleness. Because when you're single, what happens is you have a closer relationship with God. You're able to spend that time with him. You're able to focus on him. So enjoy yourself. He went and he focused on his purpose. People that didn't believe him, he didn't say stone them, take them out, get them out of here. He didn't do any of that. So who are you to do that? Who are you? He didn't go and say, you worshiping the wrong God. What he did was live by example, and he stated who he was, what God, his God, and he talked and he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't beat nobody up. He didn't go screaming at nobody. He didn't make nobody feel small. He didn't make nobody feel like they wasn't a part of the church or the family or that they less than. He didn't make them feel any type of way. Because he was too busy focusing on his purpose. Because now he understands the mission. See, he was on a mission this whole time trying to please who? Trying to please people. The people that believed in the same things that he believed in. So when your vibration, when you get off that low vibration and you start to ascend, you see things differently because you're not seeing things through the eyes of everyone else. Now you have your spiritual lenses on. And with your spiritual lenses, that's when you walk by faith. That is the part of the awakening in the dark night of the soul. That's what you come out of, learning how to not see everything that's going on. Right now, everything that's going on, I don't even see it. Right now, everything that's going on, I can hear it, but I don't see it. And if you can't see it, then you can't be stressed. You can't be, because you're focused on what it is that you need and what you're supposed to be doing. So with all the politics and everything, I understand is going on, but I don't see it. Do you understand? I understand that people are losing their jobs. I understand. Hey, Brittany, I understand that all these things are going on, but I can't see it. I choose not to see it. Turn your TV off. Turn it off. Turn off all the nonsense. Cut it off. And start operating. And that's why it's so important when I say stop trying to force a God that you believe in on someone else. You just live by example. He said, I am. And yes, he is. And I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to do me. I'm going to speak on love because in this season, this new timeline, and this new chapter that's going on in our life, in this new earth that we have created by the awakening and understanding who we are spiritually, and we're tapping in, it's all about love. The frequency has to change to love. Have you not seen that? Everything is about love. It doesn't matter what they're doing in the streets. It doesn't matter what they're doing in politics. The agenda right now is love. And you have to get on that frequency. You don't have to. Let me take that back. Scratch that. Let's come on back. I'm getting to my rapping mode. So listen, you don't have to do anything. This is when they say the free will. This is when the time when everyone thought the free will was, you can pick and choose what you want to do. That's not what it really meant. Let's break it down. It's meant for the time that we're in right now. What God are you going to choose? I'll give you free will. Because if you choose to stay where you were on the low vibration, that's where you will stay. But all the ones that awaken, those are the ones that will ascend. When everybody looking at it for what it is in Revelation of, people are going to start, just disappearing and going here. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, let me stop. I don't want to tell you what he's saying. Everybody is the eye of the beholder. And if you're on this wavelength and you get an understanding, I'll tell you, what if he's saying? What if he's saying that in this moment, these are the ones that are ascending? Yes, we are separated now. We are separated by vibrations now. I am on a higher vibration. I am over here teaching and learning and embracing love, while everyone over here is looking for the rapture to come to them in the way that they think. Remember, God do things that is way past our thought process, our conscience. You're awakened consciously. You have to be at the point that you understand there is a higher conscious level that you have to be on to understand what the love even is. See, a lot of people will look at you like, okay, she's talking nonsense. Okay, well, she's talking crazy. Well, she's this, that, and the third. And she's this. And it's because they don't understand. So will I get mad? No, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not forcing anything on you. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is my purpose. So I'm going to teach you about love. Either you get on this frequency or you don't. You could choose to stay with the low vibration. Let me tell you what the low vibration of folks is doing right now. Oh, they talking nonsense. They stressed out. They worrying about who gonna pay their bills. They worrying about all this division. See, the enemy, and this is how you need to understand. On that low vibration, you see all the division and subtracting. You see the division between the culture, the race. You see the division between the billionaires, the millionaires, and the middle class and the lower class. You see the division on everything. You see the division on, well, they don't want us, or we can't get low income. We can't get help with food. We can't get help with our bills. We can't. Those are the low vibrational that's focused on that. But when you become high vibrational, you realize when he said, when birds, they don't worry about where their next meal is going to come. They fly. The fish are not worrying about where their next meal is going to come. I don't worry about any of that because what's for me is going to be for me. Even it doesn't matter. It's not a if and or if this happened or if that happened. It's not one of those things. It's one of the things of I have to stay focused on what I'm doing. And this is what I'm doing. This is where we're going with this right now. And where we're going is I have to continue to teach about love. And now that we're learning about love and we're on this vibration, once you tap in, then you're going to be just like I am. Not worrying about what's happening down there. You're still going to be making moves. You're still going to be buying houses. You're still going to be buying cars. You're still going to be doing all these things. See, when the recession hit at one point, I was still out there buying stuff, buying houses, buying cars. I was still out there like making moves, right? And the reason why I was making moves because I never got caught up in they said gas going to be too high, groceries going to be too high, this, that, and the other. I never got into the whole hype. I continued to live my life. That's what being on a higher vibration means. You're not worrying about whatever because you're solely depending on God. And if God told you to depend on him, he is not going to fail you. And the reason he's not going to fail you, he cannot lie. He cannot lie. It's impossible. He can't lie. He can't. He cannot lie. So if he said it, it shall be done. A lot of people get frustrated and they're like, well, I've been asking for this all this time. I've been asking about this. I've been asking about this. Thank you so much, you guys, for the like, shares, and follows. I ask you guys to continue to like, share, and follow. So I've been asking for this for so long. I ain't got it yet. Everybody else got theirs. Well, the problem is because you the whole problem. And the reason why you the whole problem is because you're asking for something that is not impossible. It's really an easy fix. You asking that from God, but you have not made space in your heart and in your whole area of being to receive it. It's because you still stuck on when is it going to happen? When it's happening. Let me give you an example what it means when it's happening. I feel like SpongeBob when he say, imagination, because that's what it is. So people call it manifestation, but it's the imagination, right? I feel like the Rainbow Kid when we used to watch Saturday morning cartoons. So listen, what it means is I ask him for something, right? I'll say, okay, God, I want $1 million. Now, let me explain to you. That was one of my things I asked for years and years and years ago when I was young, because if I use my imagination, my manifestation, if I would have did it right, if I knew better, I would have did better. So what happened is I said what I wanted. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is never going to happen because I was waiting. I done went and played the lottery. I'm trying to get all this stuff, but it was happening. See, everything was given to me. I didn't ask him how I wanted it. I didn't ask him what I needed to do with it. I asked him, can I have it? So I was able to buy multiple cars throughout the year. I was able to buy houses, designer things, all these things. And when you add it all up, guess what? That was the money. It was happening. So when he was giving it to me, I was taking it and spending it because I'm looking for it to be just a big old check at one time given to me. No. I didn't ask him and say, well, God, I want this. So now I'm very specific. I'm like, okay, God, this is what I need. Write it down, make it plain. That's what he said. Write it down and make it plain. This is what I need. I wrote it down because I know everywhere where I need to put this money to. And as he brings it to me, it's not going to be all somebody going to come with a duffel bag like, yo, And that's how I want it, because I believe in God to be that big that he can do it. I really do. Like duffel bag just show up my front door. I'm not going to call nobody and say, hey, I got this duffel bag of money I need to report. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to say, thank you. Grab it. No, that's not what's going to happen, because I need to invest it. Now, when he give us stuff, it needs to multiply. It needs to add and multiply. See, on vibrational level down there, division and subtraction. When you come up here, everything is all multiplication and adding. And it's not about money. Let's make this very clear right now. A lot of the pastors come on and they talk about the abundance of money. Blessings is coming to you. In 5 days, check your bank account. I prophesy money is coming to you. I prophesy this. Use this money mantra. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. That doesn't make you rich. Scratch that. Move that to the side. What he's going to give you is something that's you're going to be able to invest in forever, for bloodline to bloodline to bloodline. So, a couple of examples. Well, everybody uses Martin Luther King, right? Martin Luther King. Hey, get that guy. I'm going to use him and Kendrick Lamar. Oh, my God. I love them both, right? I love me some Kendrick. But listen, Martin Luther King. So here it is. He's a guy. Okay, he's a reverend. All right, let's get this guy to be our spokesman, because that's what it started off as. Young guy. That, listen, when they first went to him, they didn't first go to him because it was something about like, oh, yeah. No, they came to him out of selfish need, because they wanted somebody to be the front man, because they was too scared to do what he was doing in his 20s. They was too afraid. So they figure, and they tried to manipulate, because that's what they did. It was like, hey, we'll run some, make them feel good and this, that, and other. We'll put them behind them and we're going to back them up, because they was too afraid. So if somebody got shot, he'll get shot first. If these things happen, then that'll happen to him first. But at least we put him out there, right? We're going to back him up. So anyway, story goes on and on and on and on and on. And we all know how the story unfolded or whatever. And now they're talking about, oh, he was this type of person. He was a nasty person. He had all these women. He had all these things. But see, here's the thing. He never asked for any of these things. He never said, hey, put me in the front because I'm holier than thou. He never said any of those things. He just answered the call. He answered the call. So whatever he did in his personal life, I don't care. But what he was used for. See, when you answer the call and start operating in your purpose and not your passion. See, his passion was to be a reverend and stand in front of a congregation, own a church one day, have a family, and preach. That was his passion. But his purpose was to be a civil rights leader, to be a leader. Your purpose will always end somewhere with you leading, being a leader. So if what you're doing does not cause you to be a leader, just know that's not your purpose, okay? So now they get him and they get him up there and he does all these different things. Nobel Peace Prize. He get all these different prizes. He get to talk to the president. He even have doubts like, dang, I think I just messed up by fighting to integrate the school system. He was able to take that and say, dang, all this fighting, I think I just messed up. He even thought about, I'm going too far. They even got him pumped up and said, hey, talk about the wars. See, what they thought they were using him, but the whole time he wasn't being used. He was supposed to be doing the things that he's doing. Now, let me tell you how, when walking in your purpose and your generational wealth come. Everything that he did brought a little money here, brought a little money there, paid for things here, paid for things there, yeah. But it wasn't until he did a speech that didn't think that it was going to be that big. See, the speech was to just speak, because they always tell him to speak, so he always wrote nice speeches. But the best speeches that he wrote did not get the fame of the one that he wrote, that they helped him write. He wrote that he thought it was just going to be. But see, it was something in the moment of that speech, because every speech that he had been given, he spoke in his regular reverend voice. Like, you know, how he speak. But it was something about, I had a dream. See, that is a little different twist. That I had a dream. Now his kids eat off of. His great grandbabies eat off of. His great great grandbabies going to eat off of. They're going to continue to eat off of that, because God made that to be the generational wealth that is restored back to his bloodline. But it was something about that, I had a dream. See, he prophesied. In that moment, he was in full Holy Spirit mode, being used and prophesied. And that's why the speech, because it was not of him. Don't let that go over your head. Now let's look at Kendrick. The next thing, right? He's not out here trying to fight anybody. He's not out here trying to be anybody. He's not out here with the whole thing of, let me save the world. He's not out here with any of that. What he's out here is just being himself. He's elevated and ascended to where he's supposed to be, which is the timeline of love, which is that frequency, right? Which is the frequency of calling out the truth, understanding that it's time to multiply. Now, here was the thing. He made a lot of good songs. He made a lot of good songs. And he put his all into them. And hey, I'm sure he would stay at the studio all night writing, stay up all night, because he's hustling in this moment. He's understanding that his kids got to eat. He got to be successful because he knows it's in him. See, when people have that drive to keep going real hard because it's in them, it's planted in them and they know it's in them. So he going and he thinking that this is going to be the one. No, it wasn't the one. See, the one that he just made right now, he's going to eat now. His kids are going to eat. His grandbabies are going to eat. His great-grandbabies are going to eat. They're going to constantly eat because, it's just some songs that just stay. No matter what happened, when there's a celebration, you're going to always hear that song. You go here, you're going to always hear the electric slide. You're going to always hear, you make me happy. You're going to always hear that song. You know what I mean? It's going to always be a thing, but not like us. That he didn't even think that was going to be a thing. His whole thing was, wait a minute, let me take a break from me trying to make my money and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And let me answer this fool right here because I see that he going to keep playing. So you want to do a diss track? Here it is. Now, see, the thing is he answered the call. So why this guy thinking that he's coming at him from this angle, see, that's the thing. It's not you. It's the spirit that's in you that attacks the spirit in the other person. So that's what happened. And it made him create something that he never even could have imagined that would be as big as it is. And it broke barriers. See, this song puts people together. This song has no race to it. This song has no, well, you look like this or you act like this. You can't sing that. No. Everybody's singing the song because everybody can relate to it in some kind of way. Our culture can relate to it very well. But at the same time, it's so many people that can relate to it. When they put that on, they feel good. And it's like that come up. See, that's that awakening song. Let me tell you why it's the awakening song. They not like us. Because now the blindfolds are taken off. I'm calling you out for being who you are. The true you. I'm calling you out. That song is about calling you out. And showing to you, I don't have to prove who I am because you're about to feel it. Pop out and show. Right? So you're just going to feel it. And that's how everybody feel. Like, you know what? In this awakening, you made me mad. Don't worry about it. I'm going to sit back. Because soon I'm about to pop out. And it's going to be your problem, not mine. I don't have to prove anything to you. So his kids are going to eat off that song forever. His great-grandbabies. And not trying to bring up this controversy. What I'm trying to say is the things that you think is just going to be nothing. That is what your soul calling is to bring people together, unite. That's what Kendrick has always been about, is uniting people together. That's what it been. He's a leader. When you start operating in your purpose, you become a leader. See, some people, y'all shy. Y'all shy. Y'all don't want to go live. Y'all don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do this. And you like, but you keep being edged and pushed to do it. Because you are a leader. It's just somewhere down when your childhood, somebody told you to shut up and sit down. Somebody took that away from you. That spark away from you. Somewhere down the line. And only you can fix it. Only you can. You got to go within. And that's the part of going within, as she talked about with the dark night of the soul, the awakening and going within and healing the inside of you. So therefore the spirit can live comfortably within you and can start operating. Because that's when you totally surrender and say, you know what, I'm done. I am so done. Listen, one thing I wanted to talk about, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I don't know. A lot of y'all can do this later. Go and read Isaiah chapter 3, right? And it talks about what's about to happen, what's happening and how it's about to be handled. But one of the things that made me laugh, because, now, don't get it twisted. I have a pixie cut up under this hair, I do what I want, But it made me laugh because here's the thing. It talks about, okay, I wrote it right here. When you do wrong, if you evil, an evil person, all these things can happen. You're not going to smell good anymore. You're going to have a stench. You're not going to have hair anymore. You're going to be bald headed. And I laugh because, I cut my hair in a pixie cut. Don't get it twisted. So I look at a lot of people, because there's been some people that said some stuff that was sideways to me. And I'm like, that's why your hair won't grow. That's where that whole thing come from when people say that's why your hair won't grow. If you never knew why your grandma would say that's why your hair won't grow, go read chapter 3 in Isaiah on 3 and 17. It talks about it. And then 3 and 24, I believe. Yeah, 3 and 24. Pull it up real quick. And it talks about the different things that you used to have. Jewelry that used to have jewelry. You're not going to have those things anymore. So what it's talking about is the last shall be first. The ones that's first, all these designer things, all these things that happen, all these things will go away from you. Why you think a lot of these people, when you look at these celebrities, when they pull a wig back, they bald headed. Slick bald. Slap on the back of the head. Slick bald. I don't know, but someone probably shaded head. But what I'm saying is, all the things that used to be important to them is no more. No more. I'm telling you, Brittany, pull it up real quick. Isaiah 3:17 or Isaiah 3:24, whichever one. But I want y'all to read the entire book of Isaiah, because entire chapter 3 of Isaiah, because I need you to understand what's going on in this time. In this time, when he's getting ready to come back for his people, when he's getting ready to do the things, these are the things that people will have taken away from them. These are the things that, it's just different things like that. So just read it. So that's what I need everyone to understand. In this time, you need to get on your vibration. Listen, I don't know how long this boat or this ship is going to, be until it sails. Here's the thing. We don't know. They talk about and they tell you how long it took Noah to build an ark. Everybody had up until that day to get themselves together. Up until that day. Who's to say? They could have repented and been like, God, listen, I know I messed up. God, please save me. Nope. And it sailed off. And everybody that was in that low vibrational, doing their thing, got left behind. Verse 17 and verse 24. Verse 20. Yeah, 24. Yeah, 24. 24, it'll talk about exactly about having a stench and smelling good no more. You'll have a stench. You had a slash and now you're in a robe. We talk about things like that. But 17 specifically gets straight to it. Her scalp will be filled with sores and she will be bald. Yeah. So it is the time. If God has been calling you to do your thing, do your thing. Stop worrying about people. I put a video out because I went live and I talked about how I was so nervous when I first started this whole thing because it's not me. That's what I thought. I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to be in the front. I want to be in the back. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to be the one that's rooting everybody on. I got your back, I'll write the stuff for you. You just go ahead. I wanted to be that chick. But God was like, no, you've been doing this for too long. Do you know how many people got rich off you? How many people got promoted off of you? And you sitting over here constantly looking at me, snotting and crying, talking about, God, can you give me this? Because I deserve it. Yes, you do deserve it. But you kept giving it away. You are the whole problem, girl. I'm sick of you. Uh, inbox me, because I do life coaching. So listen, guys. So go on my website. If I got something, but Brittany, not you. You go straight to my DM. Because I'm gonna make a special slot for you. But everyone else, if you want to do a life coaching session, go through the website, and if it's all booked, then go through my DM and let me know, and then I can book you something. And my first 30 minutes, your first time with me, is a no charge. What I do is put it under consultation. So if y'all book something under the consultation, then it'll be 30 minutes free consultation, and we try and shift some things out. And a lot of people don't even need second and third visits. What they just need is just to say something, and then they answer their own questions. So I'm not one of those ones that just because I got a skill and I'm certified that I got to charge you. I just don't. I look at, God gave me this gift. So I don't worry about the money. I worry about, he's going to take care of that part. I'm going to do his job. Jesus didn't go around saying, hey, everybody come over here, meet me on Mount Zion. We're going to do this. Give everybody pass the bucket around. Give me a nickel. Everybody, give me a nickel. No. Yep. And that's the part right there. Yep. So, he didn't do that. So, but anyway, I use my discernment. So let's get back on topic. So yeah, so you have to just do it. You have to just say, you know what? I'm about to just get out here and do it. God has been calling you for so long. When are you going to answer the call? When are you going to say enough is enough? I'm tired of getting beat down. When are you going to just let it go? See, a lot of folks, well, not me, I don't smoke or do, the funny stuff, I don't have to be elevated. I don't do that. I got to be careful what I say because they'll ban me, right? But I don't do that. A lot of people do. That's how they have to meditate. And a lot of people think, spirituality, doing that will get them higher, ascend, and, they can meditate better and this and that. Guess what? I am not you, so I don't know how your mind works. I don't know how any of that works. But I do know this. We have to stay of a sober mind. And what that means is having a clear mind, nothing tricking it to feel like, hey, because when you come off of that and you try and go into meditation with God, that is going to tell you, hey, girl, you was high. That stuff ain't real. That stuff ain't real. You was just high. Girl, you tripping. Because part of the whole awakening thing is for you to deal with self. Because self is going to always tell you, like, no, I don't want, that I'm crazy. I got to be crazy. Do you know how many times I sat around like, you know what? Maybe I do need to go check this can't be real. This it will have you thinking, and then God always come when I'm just like, you know what? Nope, I got to be crazy. I got to be crazy. I'm just crazy. I'm done. I need some medication. Obviously, I need something. I'm done. God will always come back with the reassurance of, pipe down, chill out. You're just going through something. You're going something because you're out of the matrix that you just knew. See, when you're living in a house full of people that's still on a vibration that's comfortable to them, you become the oddball. But you got to remember, you've always been the oddball. That's why you were the black sheep of the family. And it made me think about, today I was sitting around thinking about talking to my son. He wanted to cook today, and I let him cook. We were sitting around, and we were talking. I said, when I was a kid, I'm so big on cleaning up, right? My kids look at it like, Mom, everything don't have to be perfect. It's not that it's perfect, son. I was terrorized. This was terror to me. Imagine the house, the size that we live in now, and it's dirty. Now, my house, Mom, now let me clear that up. Our house was not dirty, okay? It was not. It was just everybody take off and put it wherever they want. And then when it's time to clean up, now you got this huge house to put stuff up. Right? And that's what the problem was. It was like, now we got to put all this stuff up when all you had to do, like, instead of taking the clothes out of the dryer and putting them in a basket. Now, my mom worked, single mom of 3 kids, and we wasn't no help because we were kids. We didn't see the importance of anything. So we take it out, put it in the basket. We weren't folding up, throw it in the basket. I need to wash my stuff. You know what I mean? None of us was cooking. None of us was doing nothing. It was just mama doing everything. So I was telling my son about it, and I was like, you know, what really made me upset as a kid is because I had to do it all. I was so upset. I was so frustrated. I was so mad because I had a younger brother, which I never made him do nothing. I think I made him clean the bathroom. That was it. Like, you go clean the bathroom. That's your job. But then I had an older brother that just, he was privileged. And I remember when we would have our chores, but if his chore wasn't done, I got yelled at for it. Like my mom got on to me. I'm the middle child. I'm always in trouble. I'm always the problem. You know, now she's getting on me about these things. And I used to cry and be frustrated, like, why is they doing this to me and why is they doing it? And the reason why I was telling my son that, I said, but, you know, that's why I'm so big on clean as you go. If you got a book bag, take it to your room. Take your shoes to your room. Don't just throw it here. Don't just throw it there. But what I did not tell him that I thought to myself, and I even talked about this a while back, is, you know, mothers, they have our brothers. They like kings around the house, especially if you grew up in a single parent household. And your mother is beating you down, dragging you through the mud over your brother. She making you clean everything. This joke ain't doing nothing. You cooking, you cleaning, you doing all these things because she was teaching you. Because she ain't got no man. She teaching you how you supposed to treat a man. So when you get married, you already know how to cook, clean, take care of a man, this, that, and the other. But that's my brother. I don't even like that dude like that. Because all he doing is taking advantage of, you know. But that's what it was. So I had to learn to stop being so mad at my mom because I held a grudge against her. But she didn't know any better. She was capped out. Because guess what? She grew up in a single parent home. And that's what she was taught. So now she over here yelling and screaming at me to clean up and get this done, this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting running behind my brother. Hey, you know, y'all got y'all laundry together. Y'all, man. But as I got older, I realized, okay, I see where she was going with this. Practice makes perfect. But it didn't. Because at the end of the day, yes, I learned to be responsible. I learned to clean. But because I was a black sheep, I'm the chosen one. Guess what? I'm not taking care of no man. I'm not taking care of no man. Okay, Ann. You did all that. And if a man think that he about to come up in here go my laundry, take him to your mama. Get him over there with her. Because I'm not doing that. No. Mm-mm. We can do that. We can do that together. I don't take care of men. No. And you know, a lot of women feel like men should be taking care of me and this, that, but they don't bring nothing to the table either. So no, sir, you don't take care of her. What you going to work for to take care of her? Now, we done got off topic, so let's go ahead and talk about it. For the ones that is always here with me, you already know how we do. It's about to probably get Comedy Central over here now. So, why you with her? She can't bring nothing to the table. She ain't even trying to bring nothing to the table because she was raised to just be a lady. You know, be taken care of, a princess. In all ways. Passenger princess, pillow princess, princess of everything. You go to work, you cook, you clean, she TikTok. She look good. She benefit off of you. She's your pimp. Vice versa. Ma'am, you crying over that man? You crying over that man? Because I just need to know, explain to me, how do you cry over somebody that don't even help you pay a bill? Don't even help you buy tissue to wipe your tears that you cry. Like, you using too much tissue and you know you ain't got no money because you crying over this guy, and you ain't got no money because you taking care of this guy and the kids and everything else. So I'm going to need you to stop crying because you need to save some of that tissue because you're going to need it later to wipe. I don't understand. So in these times, Matter of fact, I'm getting off this topic because I'll get to going. So no, I'm getting off this topic. Let's get back on topic. So, and that's one of my biggest things when I come on here. I'm always like, no, I always want to just put the message out. And somehow, Isha kicks in and she want to turn it to comedy hour. So no. So anyway, as I said, you guys go ahead into Isaiah chapter 3. Read that, okay? Because it'll make you feel better about what's going on in the time that we're in. And in the time that we're in, what's going to happen. You switch your vibration. Switch it. Get off of that vibration. You're no longer that person. If God called you to do something, do it. Stop sitting on it. Go ahead and do it. Don't worry about what people are going to say. People talked about me. People talked about me so bad. People still talk about me. It's just the problem is I'm healed now. I don't care what you say because I realize who I am now. I'm not wasting my time getting frustrated over somebody talking about me or looking at me a certain kind of way and they can't help me pay not one bill. They can't help me back not one roll of tissue. Matter of fact, we don't even get the same gas. Nope. The same grade of gas, so nope. We are not the same. Why would I care? The people that those people are talking to you about, they're on the same vibration. They're all on the same low vibration. But I tell you what, one person out of that group is going to come and get on your vibration because they see something in you. They want to know more. And that's the most important part about this journey that you're on. Stop criticizing people on what they believe in, who they believe in. If they doing the witchcraft, they doing the this, as they demonic, that ain't your job. Your job is to do you. So whatever they're doing, they'll see something in you that will spark that light in them to make them want to go get the water that Jesus provides, that water that he talk about, that everlasting water. I talk about that in my book. I keep forgetting to promote this thing. It's Trinity Walk to Self-Love. Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on the website of Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. Okay? Get your copy. I give a lot of testimony. It's a journal. It's a guideline to help you on your next journey. I teach you different things that I had to learn during my self-love journey to be the best version I am. And I also give you a testimony in each chapter. And I tell you the things that I did to accomplish that. And after the chapter, I ask you a couple of questions. And then after that, you have a couple of lines on the next couple of pages to journal and write it down. So it's a journal and a book in one. So therefore, you can find yourself journaling and, writing it down. Because it's questions that I'm going to challenge you on. I also teach you how to meditate, right? How to get into a meditational state of being, right? And that's very important. The reason why you have to do that, why you have to meditate, is not a if you want to, you have to. Why do you say you have to? The reason why I say you have to, because you have to tap into the higher you, the higher conscious of yourself. And you can only do that by being in a still place, quietness in your mind. Not the place, it's the quietness in your mind. You have to get there. And it's tough, and you're going to look for ways to get there, and you're going to be trying, but guess what? Keep trying. Meditation is all about understanding that, hey, I am shutting everything down. Understanding that your mind is going to wander is all about mind control. Like in this moment that I'm meditating and I'm taking my deep breaths in and I'm blowing them out, what am I telling myself? Aiden? Little buddy? Are you all right? You be doing too much.
I drank a soda.
Don't drink sodas. Close my door. That's my baby. That's the baby boy. It's always something. But listen, it's to you to get in a quiet space in your mind. So when your mind starts drifting, it is up to you to say, okay, I realize my mind is drifting. You reel it back in and you bring it back. And when you bring it back, what you're doing is you're telling yourself, okay, I am present. When your mind drifts off, your mind is drifting off to the future or what is, or the, what can it be? Or I want to create, it becomes rebellious. I want to think about this. I want to create this. I want to create that. That's what your mind, but what you're doing in a peaceful state, in a relaxed state, is controlling peacefully your mind, bringing it back. Bring it back to present. Because sometimes in the meditational state, it floats and we go. And I start thinking about, oh, what I'm going to cook tomorrow, what I'm going to do. No. Bring that back. Recenter. It's all about recentering you. And if you can control that, then you can control when the person comes up to you with nonsense. You can control with them by taking your peace, deep breath, and walking away. Because what they're saying is you're not understanding their language. Once you elevate and you get on a higher vibration, you will never understand their language. It don't matter. They're talking clean English to you, something that you grew up. You know English. That is your dialogue. But you don't understand it. It's not of you anymore. It's not making any sense. It does not mean that you're better than that person. It's just not clicking anymore. No, it's undesirable. So now you're in the desirable state in your life. Now let's talk about desirable state. When we talk about desirable state, so you got undesirable and desirable. You got positive and negative. Well, at this point in your life, in this frequency that we're in of love, there's no such thing as positive and there's no such thing as negative. Because when you put a label on something and say positive, what happens? It has your mind thinking like, okay, happy thoughts. This is good. This is that. This is third. When you put your mind on negative and it says negative, you know it's bad. It causes you to frown your face. It causes you to feel a type of way. It, brings anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes just, causes you to act out. So let's do away with that. We're going to leave that in the vibration where it was a long time ago. Y'all, thank y'all for the likes, shares, and follows. I ask that y'all share and invite others. What we're bringing in is desirable and undesirable, because if I desire something, it doesn't, hey, Nancy, it doesn't cause you to become frustrated. I desire these things. I desire love. And that's what's going to come, because that's what your frequency is going to pour in. So the things that I desire becomes my reality. But when I say I don't desire that, it doesn't cause me to ball up my face. It doesn't cause me to think like, oh, yuck, not. You just don't desire it. So the example that I use, that I desire to have chocolate ice cream. If I'm going to get ice cream, I'm going to ice cream shop. I desire chocolate ice cream. It's so good. And then you bring me strawberry. You bring me strawberry ice cream. Guess what? I'm not going to get mad. I just don't desire it. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to get mad. You brought me the wrong stuff. No. I don't desire those things. It's not for me. I don't want it. And it still keeps me present in the space that I am of peace and happiness. So I can't be shifted. But then when you get people that say, I don't want to be around all that negative energy. I don't want to be around that negative energy. That's just too negative. That's just too negative. And then they become negative describing the negative energy. They become real negative by saying, I only do positivity over here because positivity over here. And the next thing you know, with that positivity that you call it, you done turn to the next person to gossip about why you're not going over there and this, that, and the third about somebody else. What's up, country boy? This, that, and the third about somebody. You see how that it's all about what you feed your mind. What words are you going to process within your mind? Because when you say negative, your mind is going to react. When you say positive, your mind is going to react. It's going to say, okay, you have the pros, you have the positive, so what's the negative? It's going to automatically connect the positive and the negative. But if you say desirable, see, desirable is not even a word that you have to use. It's an action, right? It's an emotion. It's a feeling. Because when you're in your desirable state, you feel good. Your energy is good. You flow better. Everything works for you. It's just so pleasing. And if it's undesirable, you're just like, ooh, like right now. Because I'm not going to process something that I don't desire. I don't desire it. So my mind is not even going to process it. What my mind just said is, nah, we don't want that. Keep moving. It's not saying that well, if she is undesirable, let's compare it to desirable. No, it's not. And that's why you have to change the way that you think, the way that you speak, the way that you talk, the way that you handle things. All that comes within on the self-love journey, on the healing journey. Now, I still work on me because I got a potty mouth. Sometimes I get to go and I forget. I forget where I'm at and I just be like I'm still in the motor pool in the military. Now, that's not good. But that is something that has not been pushed on me, or I feel the guilt that I need to change. It's just something that I want to, because of the reason why I want to is because I want to be able to speak to everyone in one language. Meaning that this is speaking that way is kind of, is what word am I looking for? I can't even, it's like I've been stumbling over my words. The enemy just be coming for me, coming for little old me. But it's just that it's interpreted well. Everybody can interpret it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if I'm talking to, gangster over here or someone over here. We all understand a conversation without cursing. You don't have to curse, right? And so that's where I want to get to, because I want to be able to speak everyone's language, meaning that I want to be the example to show them that, hey, you don't have to, say so many cuss words to get your point across, because you are trying to make yourself more believable. Believe it or not, that's why we put so many different words in there, right? We put so many different cuss words in there because we want to make the story seem believable. But what if I told you, you are the only one that think that you're not telling the truth or believable? Everybody else is looking at you and they believe what you say because they can see the spirit in you. But since no one really taught you and you always had to fight to get your point across, since you had to fight to get your point across, that's where that came up. That's where that came from, that whole extra level of, let me put it in there. Or you have to get so passionate and so, loud when you're telling your truth, because at one point in your life, people told you that they wouldn't believe you, or they made you feel like, and the only way that they believed you is because you had to get so loud, or you had to do, and that's not it. They still don't believe you. They still look at you as a liar. But what I'm saying is, because you getting louder or not is not going to change that. You just got to find your balance, the balance for you. Figure out who you are. Stop worrying about what people think about you. People are going to say whatever they want to say. You could be telling them the dead truth. You could be telling them exactly what it is. I'll tell you my testimony and some won't even believe it. I'll tell you that what if I told you that I seen the devil face to face? But see, you won't believe it. Some people won't believe it. They'll be like, oh, she talking about she seen the devil and she was fighting sticks and throwing rocks in hell and she was doing that, man. And they're going to laugh at you. And yes, they are, because they're on a different vibration than I am. But if I was to talk in the vibration that I am now, in this higher vibration, if I was to talk about the dark night of the soul, if I was to talk about the awakening, it's like a no-brainer. I don't have to keep emphasizing on it because the people already understand. See, the difference is when you go through your self-love and your awakening and your dark night of the soul, when you come out, it's people on the other side that went through the same thing you went through. And guess what? When you come up with your testimony, you tell them what you just went through, they're not going to ask you any question. They're not going to look at you like, oh, tell me more. They're not going to say, man, she lying. They're not going to say anything, because what's understood don't need to be explained. They're going to be right there to support you. They're embracing you right now because they know you just went through the fight of your life. That's the thing. I don't have to say, oh, and you remember, did you feel like, I don't have to. You will never hear a person that went through the spiritual awakening or the dark night of the soul, any of that. It's all clumped together, you guys. But go through that and swap stories. They just don't. All it is, you'll hear them tell their testimony, and you'll hear them, and you'll see them comment and say, you ain't lying. You'll hear them say, whoo, because it's not nothing to talk about. Who want to talk about it? You got to be about it. You got to go through it. And then when you go through it, you'll understand why it's not nothing to talk about. It's just that Now, if I see someone or if I hear someone or if I'm speaking and they say they need to reach out or they need some assistance because, this is what they went through or that they're about to embark or what they're going through, me immediately, I'm reaching out because this is when you learn your discernment. I'm reaching out because I have to help guide you because if I don't, because you at the state where you can be confused. And when you get at that state of being confused, my job is to tell you my testimony. Haven't y'all learned that throughout they say your testimony, tell your testimony, and y'all get up in front of the church and y'all tell y'all testimony and y'all like, and this happened to me and this happened to me, but nobody's excited about what happened to you. They just say, God is good. Okay, next. But for you, that was a big thing. You went through something that was a big old testimony. But for them, they're like, because that testimony wasn't for them. You have to learn discernment to know when to give the testimony to who. So in that moment, I know that I need to give her my testimony. I can't tell he or she what to do. All I can do is give my testimony. And this is when her free will or his free will has to kick in. And this is when they decide what are they going to do. I can't tell you anything. All I can do is give you my testimony. So you guys, it is time for you to stand up. You have been called, whatever it is. If you're still here. Now, like I said, I get a couple of people in here and usually by the time I do my closeout, I have like 7 or 8 but those 7 or 8 are still here for a reason. It's not that I got to have all these many people. And for the ones that's getting ready to start going live, let me explain something to you. Do not get on live and look at your people count all day. It's going to be discouraging because what social media has made people think is you're not important or what you're saying is not important because you don't have a lot of people. Well, guess what? A lot of people are not meant to hear what the secrets that you are about to unlock. A lot of people are only here to get a piece of the message, right? And then they got what they need and they're gone. And a lot of them is going to be people that you know with fake accounts maybe looking in to see what you're doing. And that's okay. And then you have some that will never click inside to come inside the live. They will just look at you but keep refreshing a screen so it won't black out, but they're to listen to you on the outside because they don't want you to know that they're on the outside. Do you understand? But that is not your concern because your concern is the purpose. Because the people that don't come in, maybe they don't want anybody to know. Maybe God's been speaking to them, but maybe they've been the ones that's been the Saul this whole time, coming against everybody, persecuting everybody. They talk about awakening, and now all of a sudden they being called. They're going through their Damascus. They're being called. So that's what you have to remember. You stay the course. You just put the message out. The right people will hear it. Put the message out. Follow the love. That is it. That is all. On your purpose, on your journey, everything, if it connects to love, you are on the right track. If it does not connect to love, you are absolutely on the wrong track and you need to regroup and you need to go within. But the first thing is to answer the call. God is waiting on us. God is doing a big thing. Do not miss this road trip with us because we're about to go on the road trip. We are the last that's about to be first. We're about to go on this road trip. Don't miss it. Don't miss it with the whole you want to straddle the fence because, they told you this is how things were and that's how things were. No. Nothing that you're doing is wrong. Anybody that believes in a religion is saying that what you're doing because you're going within and you're getting to know God for yourself is wrong, then they are the whole problem. The whole purpose of knowing God is to get to know him. The Bible is the prophecy. I also believe the Bible also was written by King James. And if you do the history on King James, I'm going to leave it there. You do your own research on him. I believe that, hey, it's a good guideline, but I also have my, it was written by man. Because a lot of things, how contradict, how you say like, well, God love us all and the women and this, that, and other, but then they treat women like crap. Then it's like, love your wife, but then they marry a bunch of women. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things were all about control. So I don't know, maybe if I can get the Bible, put a little insert in there and keep control on people, then maybe that can happen. I don't know. I'm not here to depict the Bible. I'm here to let you know that you need to go within, self-love, heal you, right? Heal you. Get to know God for yourself, because God is love. When you start loving yourself, then you'll be able to call God by his right name, and that is love. And yeah. But love. He is nothing but love. This is the frequency that we're on. Okay? Yes. Maria, when it calls, it's time. So don't miss your ride into your new timeline, which is your rich, your wealth, getting back the land that was owned to you all along. Not this whole, well, everything that's going on in politics and all that. Get away from that. Turn your TV off. I can't stop saying that. Focus on you. Go down the spiritual journey. Go down the spiritual journey. Go within. Heal yourself. Learn to love yourself. God will do the rest. And allow God to order your footsteps. Because he given us our option. You know, who's to say that we were up there and we was like, okay, God, you know what? Send me back down. Reincarnate me. I can do this job. And then you get here and you're like, Lord God, take the wheel. I can't do this job. But you the one asked for this. You asked for this. A lot of times we ask for things when we're a kid. He wants you to have that childlike faith. They say faith of a mustard seed. That's a childlike faith. That's that imagination. That's that, you know what? I want to be big. I want to be this. And we ask for these things as a kid because he loves us so much. He going to give us that. That's our daddy. He going to give it to us. You said you wanted to be famous. He's going to give that to you. The problem is, as we get older, the influence of other people, get your head out the clouds and get to work. You know, you need to get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to be doing all these things. And then that's what you do. And when you do that, you forget about those things. But because you ask for it, it's part of your abundance. It's part of your inheritance. You're going to get it. It's just, are you going to answer the call to come back within, come back and be present so he can deliver those things for you? And then stuff started happening for you and you're like, I remember I asked for that when I was a kid. Why? I didn't think. I stopped. I wanted to be a writer. I ain't thought nothing about writing. I ain't thought nothing, but God brought it back to me. He said, write a book. I don't want to write a book. That was when I was a kid, but I told him that's what I wanted. He gave me everything I needed. Listen, in this thing right here, in this book, if y'all ain't got it, go ahead and get it. Nothing is of me, right? So this came about. He told me to write a book, and I said, okay, I don't want to write a book. I don't want to write a book at all. It's Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble's website. And I was like, I don't want to write a book at all. I don't want to do anything, right? And he was like, write the book. I said, okay, God, what am I going to write about? What am I going to talk about? He had been having me journal for a couple of months. And the whole time I had written the book. So it's not like I sat around and had to take years to write a book. He gave me what I needed. See, I asked him for this. He said, say less. All I had to do is put it down and make sure it's structured right. Get the editor, the publisher to make sure my sentences are structured right. And I'm not speaking as if, you talking to me. Because, we get excited. I wanted to make sure it read well. When I did the questions, I didn't just ask questions, write something. I went to God and said, God, well, what should I ask? And I stopped with the whole self-doubt. And I would just go, I would be typing. And this stuff would just be coming to me and I'd be typing. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I found myself stopping like, wait, why would I write that? That sounds so good. Like, I'll read it back like I don't even remember saying it. I don't even remember because it never was about me. It never was me. That's why I didn't remember writing it because it was all God. So that's why this book is so special because whoever gets it is going to help you because that's what it's meant to do. It's not about me being the bestseller or getting millions of book copies sold and this, that, and the third. It's about getting the message out and helping the next person. That's it. It's about me making sure that there's no more crab in the bucket. The buck stopped here. I'm done with that. I nipped that in the bud. Because once you come on my platform, I am Coach Nye. I am here to help you stand in alignment and get in alignment and operate in your purpose. I'm not your number one hater. I'm not your, someone that's coming for you. I'm not the one that's going to gossip about you. I'm not looking at you when you tell me your story like, oh my God. No. I am here to do my job. And that's it. So, I'm going to close out. With remember to follow the love. Also, read Isaiah chapter 13. Excuse me. Maybe read Isaiah chapter 13. Maybe I'll read that too. But read Isaiah 3 and look at what's going on in the world. Put yourself at ease because it's nothing you can do to change anything. The prophecy will be fulfilled. But read chapter 13. You know what? Read chapter 13 too. I'm going to read chapter 13 tonight. But chapter 3 in Isaiah. And what we were talking about is how the verse 3:24 and 3:17. Evil people, made a joke. That's why they bald headed, because God will put sores on your head and cause you to be bald. But good night, sweetheart. But yeah, and I want you guys to pour into yourself, then pour into others. And when you pour into others, they only get your overflow. And everybody can't get your overflow, okay? Use your discernment on who get the overflow, because your cup must stay full at all times. It is not your job to fill their cup. It is your job to be the example, which will cause them to go and seek the water that Jesus provides, to go get their own water to fill their cup. But you just continue to set a good example. Also, if no one told you today, I'm telling you right now, I love you. I am so proud of you. I want you to keep up the good work. It is your time. It is your hour. I want you to do your videos. I want you to go live. If you guys want to do the mass following thing on here, I promote it because that's a way of helping others, right? Pour into yourself, then pour into others. So therefore, in order for you to be great, I'm going to be great, so you can be great. So I don't care if I got 1,000,002 followers. Guess what? I'm going to be following 1,000,002. So I want you guys to remember that. It's not about numbers. It's not about anything. That is all the enemy. That is all the enemy. So everybody that follow me tonight, I will be following you back. I want us to stay close and connected. I want you guys to continue to join me on live sometimes. Now, I come on at 8 o'clock during the weekday, but lately I've been getting on here about 8:30 because, be having to feed the boys, go to the gym. I got jobs. But my main goal is to get on here. And if I don't get on, a lot of times I feel like I don't want to get on unless God got something for me to say. Because I'm so afraid of coming on here and making it about me. And, we turn it into comedy hour and we just laughing and joking. And then that's when the anointed falls away. You have to stay in alignment. Everything that you do has to bring him glory. It didn't say that we couldn't have a good time. It's just that I want to make sure I'm putting out the right message. I'm never going to lead you astray. So I enjoyed y'all, and I thank you so much for the likes, shares, and follows. Thank you for the likes. I love you guys. Coach Nye out.